Well, hello everyone, and welcome to 2018. This is January's Newsreel from us two, and we have so much to celebrate from 2017, which is gone for good. Never, ever, ever will we get 2017 back. All those opportunities that were taken, all those adventures had, amazing. But Christmas was great. We had well over 500 people to family carols, 70 plus to Christmas Eve chill, 70 or so Christmas Day, book club parties, Ashford Sings gigs, Toddles parties, Bumps to Babes parties, so much going on, amazing, and so many stories have come out of it. So if you were involved, brilliant, and if you were volunteering, thank you.
Absolutely, and something that happened throughout December but is continuing in the month of January and beyond actually is the Winter Night Shelter. So Ashford Vineyard has been hosting the guests from the Winter Night Shelter for 3 nights a week, and that will continue into January. And we just heard there are so many stories, but just one story we heard just this week was one of our guests had a birthday, and the team at the volunteer team at the Winter Night Shelter bought him a birthday cake, and he said that group of people had become more like family to him than his own family, and he was incredibly moved by being treated with such honour and respect on his birthday whilst being a guest with the shelter. So it's something that Ashford Vineyard should be proud of, but thank you again to our volunteers and to people across Ashford in other churches and outside of churches who are enabling this thing to happen. It's just brilliant.
It is. On Sundays coming up this month, we don't really know how long it's going to last, but we're doing a new series all about prayer. Prayer is a bit of a mystery, it's a bit of an odd one. I don't really think anyone can say, I've got prayer sussed, but nor is it a performance. It's an odd thing, it's entirely a relational thing. There's no magic about it or anything, but we basically want to see prayer being as effective as we can. It's all right for us as humans to do stuff, if you like, in our own strength to bring life to Ashford, but we want to somehow bring something more than that. We want to bring something supernatural. We want to bring something beyond ourselves. So we're going to be exploring that a bit on Sundays. Exactly how do we do that?
Absolutely. Another way we're bringing life to Ashford and continue to do so is through our Excel mentoring programme. And this is getting bigger and more exciting. And this is where we effectively assign mentors to young people in Ashford. So it's for local young people, and a young person gets a mentor for once a week for it's no less than a year, but it can be slightly longer than a year. And we are desperate for more mentors. So MJ and Dave head up this project. It is effectively changing the life courses of young people in Ashford. This is grabbing people at a vulnerable stage in their life, vulnerable young people, and steering them towards aspiration, hope and adventure. And you could be a part of it. You don't need special qualifications. You don't need to even feel like you are skilled with young people. We will train you to do that, and the training starts on the 10th of January. So if you are at all interested, or you know people who might be interested, please email compassion@ashfordvineyard.org, and they would love to hear from you. Wouldn't it be amazing if every vulnerable young person in Ashford had a mentor that enabled them to be the everything that they could be? And finally, the last thing we wanted to say to you as we start a new year, new beginnings are a great time to refocus. And in the last couple of talks at Family Carols, and then the talk that Chris did just this Sunday, we've talked about living on purpose this year, and then this last Sunday Chris spoke about planning to remember. So we would encourage you, what are you going to do this year to make a difference? What are you going to do to bring life to Ashford? What things are you going to focus on? Don't let this month pass you by, end up in February and start back on the treadmill again. That means that your life looks exactly the same next year. We think one of the best ways for you to start living on purpose is to get plugged in, get focused, get involved in things that are going on. Turn up to your circle, and if you're not in one, join one. Start giving, start seeing how generous God is as we start being generous. And follow us on social media, do all the other plugged in things, turn up on Sundays, get volunteering, and we believe that will be part of your story of making 2018 your best year yet.
Absolutely. And we saw a quote this week that said, what you believe is the strongest element that will determine what your year is going to be like.
Indeed.
And that stopped us in our tracks a while. I thought, wow, what do we believe about this next year? What are we standing for? Anyway, we'll leave you with that thought.
And we'll see you in February. Have a great month.
We will. Bye-bye.